Batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast, professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
We want to see you in a Greenway Kia. Rev up the new year with a resolution that drives change at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. If you haven't seen the exciting new 2020 to 2025 Kias, now's the time. We've got one of the area's largest selections of award-winning Kias, all backed by an industry-leading 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. From sleek designs to premium features, advanced tech, and cutting-edge safety, every new Kia is built to give you peace of mind. And if you're ready to drive green, Kia's hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and electric vehicles offer fewer emissions, lower maintenance costs, and the same fun driving experience you expect. Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach, where more Kias hit the road every day. Call 800-NEW-KIAs or visit GreenwayKiaWestPalmBeach.com.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
Huddle up this season at Hurricane Grill and Wings, where every day is game day. We're serving up the flavors you crave, from our refreshing new cocktails to our famous wings that are always better with Pepsi. Visit hurricanewings.com to find a restaurant nearest you.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Ball into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
A wonderful Friday afternoon here in late January, South Florida, the 31st of January. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat, as always, live from the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. Episode 99 of this program. 99. Christian, are you going to be baking us a cake of some sort to help us celebrate?
Absolutely not.
No, you're not. All right. So Christian's not as excited as we are for episode 100. No. But in the meantime, got a lot to do today. No Fat Jack a little later on. Not sure how his picks have been doing, but
he hasn't posted results.
So you have a bone to pick with Fat Jack, huh? All right. So apparently Fat Jack's down with the flu, so we can't talk to him today. But we got a lot to do today. A lot to talk about. Of course, the NBA All-Star alternates came out. For those who care, we'll do a little bit of that. We got to break down what's going to happen this weekend in the Pro Bowl. But more importantly, it's off-season time. Coaching staffs are starting to formulate throughout the NFL. I just saw that the Jets are hiring the Lions passing game coordinator to be their next offensive coordinator, which is Tanner Engstrand, who was the passing game coordinator for the Lions, now going to the Jets to assume the offensive coordinator position, which was the biggest hire on that staff. So a good hire by Aaron Glenn and company there. But now that we're at this point where teams are sort of in rebuild mode outside of the Eagles and the Chiefs, it's how are we going to reload, how are we going to reset, how are we going to take the next step in order to accomplish greatness. Who is going to be that Washington Commanders of next year? And that's something what I want to lead with today because we're ways away from free agency. But with coaching staffs, people are starting to talk about pro days and combine coming up in a couple weeks and where teams are going to go, what direction they're going to go. The real question is you can't start from there into the players. You got to talk about the teams. In the NFL, there's some teams that are crippled by their situations financially, coaching, contracts. There's a number of teams that are in a tough spot in regard to that. But there's a couple teams that are trending upward in terms of, all right, they have a position here. They are in a position here, to really take steps forward or leaps forward a la Washington last year. And, Mike, there's probably a couple in mind that come to your head maybe where these teams are in a position to now enter in the offseason if they play their cards right to take a big step.
The two for me. Now, one of them their situation probably more similar to the Commanders. Obviously from the Commanders losing, 11, 12 games in a row to end the year last year. That'd be the Chicago Bears. And then my second team would be Cincinnati. Now, Cincinnati, they were a game away from the playoffs. Remember, Denver needed to lose to Kansas City, and a whole bunch of things needed to happen for Cincinnati to get into the playoffs, but they were in the hunt. Cincinnati's got Joe Burrow at quarterback. When you have the quarterback figured out, you always have a chance to go deep into the playoffs. And I think Burrow is a tier A quarterback. Mahomes is S tier. Tier A, we probably put Allen, Burrow, Jackson among the likes of that. So I think if Cincinnati plays their cards right, they're going to be able to have a great year. I think the division, it is obviously tough, but I don't think Pittsburgh are world beaters. The Ravens, obviously a solid team, and God only knows what the Cleveland Browns are going to be like next year. So I think Cincinnati, if they play the cards right, to your point, they could be a team that could get back into relevance, maybe a 10-win, 11-win season and sneak into the playoffs. Now, they can't re-sign T. Higgins. Do we agree on this? The T. Higgins is probably going to get north of $100 million. Well, if you re-sign Higgins, and here's my thought process on that, Kyle, they have a bunch of things they probably need to fix on the defensive end. They do have a defensive tackle that probably will need a contract. They might let him walk, but they need to fix the defense. That's the big thing. Jamar Chase, as much as he's not going to like it, he's under contract for another year again. So pass on Higgins, start saving up for Chase, do what you can on the defensive end, and see where you could go. I don't know what the Kansas City Chiefs are going to look like either. Obviously, they still have to play a game. Is Andy Reid going to come back? Is Travis Kelce going to come back?
Well,
Obviously, Mahomes is going to be there.
Let's stick on the Bengals for now. I got this. I'm looking at this right now and talking about replacing people. T. Higgins is the glaring one. B.J. Hill is the defensive tackle you were alluding to. And then they're also missing a couple starters here that are going to hit the market. Akeem Davis-Gaither is starting linebacker for them, going to hit the market. Mike Gesicki, unrestricted free agent, also probably going to hit the market. Mike Hilton, who's their starting nickelback, chances are going to hit the market. Cody Ford, who started at multiple offensive line positions for him throughout the year, going to hit the market. That's a couple pretty glaring positions right there that you're going to need to either replace or replenish if you're the Cincinnati Bengals. But you're saying because they have the good stuff, they have the X factors figured out, they have an elite wide receiver, they have an elite quarterback, they have a good, I think, offensive coach. A guy who's 5-2 in the postseason, and Chase Brown is a good player. Yep. They have talent all over the field.
And I'll even take another step. I like Trey Hendrickson. Like, if they're able to get something around that defense, I think Hendrickson will have another good year. Sam Hubbard, solid enough.
They got good edge rushers.
Hubbard and Hendrickson are really good. So it's like you have the marquee positions figured out. Now, Orlando Brown, not too bad of an offensive tackle, left tackle as well. Burrow, Chase, Brown, edge rushers, left tackle. You need to work on the rest. And I thought the worst.
It's a good foundation, though.
I thought the worst move they did was letting Bates walk. They let Bates walk last year, and obviously, you got to pick your fights. But that secondary really struggled a lot, and you mentioned Hilton. But I think when you got those pieces in place in an elite quarterback like Joe Burrow, you're always going to have a chance to go on the run. And I think they're the second best team in the division. Colin, I thought they were the second best team in the division this year.
We got to say, hold on. We got to see how the offseason goes.
Based on what I saw last year and what I hopefully think they're, and listen to me waxing poetically about Cincinnati, but what I think they're going to do this offseason, I would probably have them ahead of the Steelers, who's a question mark at quarterback. The Browns have a question mark at quarterback. I would probably put them at 2, but I understand. Let's wait and see.
Well, the Bengals have 6 selections in the draft. They have a second-round pick. They have the 17th pick in the first round. So if you're talking about a team that glaring needs are not necessarily the X factor positions, I agree with you. Because in terms of foundation, if you're going to lay the blueprint of what an NFL team needs, you're going to need a great tackle or 2. You're going to need a great quarterback. You're probably going to need a big-time playmaker somewhere on the field. You're going to need an elite edge rusher. You're going to need a consistent coach. Bengals should have all of that. But I think if there is one thing that season showed from Cincinnati is that you could have all of that, and you could have all of that mostly playing well and available and still not be able to put together a playoff caliber season. They did not have the meat on the bones. They had the skeleton, but they didn't have any meat actually covering up the loose ends. That was their problem. And So they have their work cut out for them, but in terms of having the important stuff figured out, I think that is up there as well.
And Burrow, 5 touchdowns, 2 different times in losses. So I completely understand.
You got to overhaul that defense.
Trust me, I do. And the they hired the Notre Dame defensive coordinator. I apologize, I forget his name, but they hired Notre Dame's defensive coordinator. Maybe he's going to go in there and switch things up, pick the guys he wants out of free agency or in the draft. I think obviously the draft is very important as well for the Bengals. Maybe they get a couple of first-year players that could produce.
Yeah, that should be it. I like that pick. If I had to go the opposite way, I'm going to go one that really has their work cut out for them, and it's New England. For similar reasons. New England leads the NFL in cap space this coming year. And in terms of the important stuff figured out, they don't have a lot figured out. But what they do have is at least they have figured out what they're going to do with the coaching. Gerard Mayo, as the head coach last year, was the shoo-in. Nobody knew about his experience. There was question marks about him. Vrabel's a proven commodity. They have the quarterback figured out. They have a winning franchise, and they have an attackable division because the Jets are still trying to figure out what's going on with them. The Dolphins are on their own little whirlwind, and the Bills are great, but that second spot is in a lot of ways up for grabs. So I think New England is another team that if they play their cards right, if they invest in offensive line, if they're able to put pieces together, and more importantly, invest with a smart free agency, I think that's another team that could, if there's a worst to first possible, I might be a bit ambitious with the Bills sitting right there. But, I mean, that's another team that could, I think, make a leap.
They're not losing a lot in free agency either.
There's nothing to lose.
Yeah,
There's
that's
nothing
what I mean.
to lose.
And to your point of they have a ton of money to improve the roster on, I totally agree. And they got a good draft pick again as well. Mike Vrabel, who I know one thing. They're going to be a very tough, hard-nosed football team.
They have $120 million in cap space.
Colin Vrabel is known as, a no-nonsense guy. His teams are going to fight hard every week. Now, the Achilles heel of Vrabel has been he hasn't been able to get it done in the playoffs, but the Patriots aren't quite.
They got to an AFC title game.
They're not quite there. I think, Colin, next year they could possibly go to the playoffs, but even if they do go to the playoffs, the story is going to be, wow, Vrabel did a great job of turning this thing around from going worse to the playoffs.
Yeah,
so I don't think there's going to be those conversations.
Too far ahead, is there going to be a worst to first? There always is. The Washington Commanders were the worst to first.
The best,
well, they weren't, but you know what I mean.
Sure. Just because of the division, I would say Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Listen, if you believe in the Callahans, all right. I'm not. What the Houston Texans showed me last year wasn't anything special. I expect them to be better, but I don't think the Browns are going worse to first. I still think I hear your point about New England, partner, but I'm still going Buffalo in that division. Kansas City,
Chicago's sitting there.
Detroit, Minnesota, Green Bay, and that's Kyle. That was going to be my second team. It's the Bears. And for the second year in a row,
Niners are sitting there.
For the second year in a row, Mike Rizzo is going to fall into the bear trap. But listen, New Orleans, I don't think so. Tampa Bay, I'm very high on Tampa. I like Baker a lot. I like Todd Bowles a lot. I think they have a work cut out for them as far as free agency. Chris Godwin, who they relied on a lot. I know he was injured, but he's been a big part of that team as well. Mike Evans, another year. So I don't really see a worst to first. I think Tennessee. And probably,
I'm surprised with Tennessee pick.
San Francisco. We're sleeping on San Francisco.
Nobody's sleeping. I said San Francisco. Nobody's sleeping.
It's probably it's definitely San Francisco. That's probably, with what's on their roster, they're telling they got to make a decision about Purdy here soon, but it would probably be San Francisco. I'd go San Francisco, Tennessee, Cleveland, New England, in that order.
Wow. So you're not as high in New England as I am.
I'm not.
I think New England's in a place, they have a good foundation.
Like you said, there's nothing there. Now, I'm not questioning Mike Vrabel's and their, who is it, Elliott Wolf over there, Colin? He was with the Browns for a while and the Packers. I know he knows what he's doing. That's a lot. You need a lot. You need a lot. You need a receiver. You need a running back.
They have a great corner. They have a very good quarterback.
Offensive line.
They have a couple pieces on that defensive line. But other than that, yeah, not a lot there. But money and draft picks, all of a sudden, it's pretty easy to plug and play when you get that much opportunity. So that's why I'm high on them.
And the Jets stink and the Dolphins stink. So I understand the point.
Yeah. In terms of a worst to first, San Francisco's an easy one. But of the teams that finished worst throughout the NFL this year, it's New England, Cleveland, Tennessee Titans, the Las Vegas Raiders, the New York Giants, the Bears, the Saints, and finally the Niners.
And Tennessee, Colin, and keep in mind Tennessee, I know it's a long shot, but remember the Commanders got Jaden Daniels. And there is a huge shift in ownership and GM and head coach. Everything was brand new. But a lot of people believe in that Callahan fellow. And listen, Bill Kelly, the dad, the offensive line coach, is one of the best, I think, assistant coaches around. So if they could figure out the quarterback position and a couple of more pieces on defense, I think that they could be a pretty good team.
Well,
they need
to figure out the coaching.
Well, Callahan.
Well, hold on. Callahan is not an answer. They stunk this year. They were terrible.
But there's nothing on that roster.
I know. That's the point. They don't even have a quarterback.
But I think I don't want to see. Listen, I understand no team is ever trying to tank. These coaches are coaching for their job. I don't think option A was to win as many games as possible this year. I think it was try to figure out who they want on this roster and hopefully get in line for a quarterback. The Will Levis experiment failed.
They have the first pick in the draft.
They do.
They're very lucky in the sense that they get their pick of the litter, but you don't know how good the litter is. So that's the problem.
But you saw
You mentioned Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels was the second pick in the draft, a late riser. May was a highly touted prospect, so was Williams.
But you see what I'm saying, that if they were able to figure out the young quarterback and figure other pieces around like the Commanders did this offseason, you never know.
I guess.
I wasn't waxing poetically about the Commanders to be worst of, I know they didn't win their division. It was Philadelphia, but even go to an NFC championship game, I thought was no chance.
No, yeah. So I don't know if that's replicable with the amount of success that they had, especially in the postseason. But there's always a team that is suited for a big offseason and for a big jump. I think it's New England. And I think they have an opportunity with that cap space and the quarterback's figured out. And I like Vrabel. I think it's a well-run organization. It really is. So off of that, division takeable. That's my take.
You're not buying the Raiders? You don't want to buy stock in the Raiders?
Poorly run organizations will continue to be poorly run.
But you love the Pete Carroll hire.
Good hire. I agree. Bad run organization. So that will take longer. And also the lack of quarterback figured out. I think that's a big glaring issue. And there's always a roll the dice moment where not everybody is going to be Jaden Daniels. We just looked at the best rookie quarterback campaign in the history of the NFL. That's not happening next year. I'd be blown away. But 888-760-3776, the number to get into the program on Russo and Rizzo. 888-760-3776. Who is most poised? Worst to first? Big leap? Who is that to you? 888-760-3776. We roll on here. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Go to the South Florida Fair on Thursdays and double the fun. That's right, Thursdays are BOGO at the fair. Buy one admission ticket and get one ticket free. Every food vendor will have a BOGO deal, and ride credits are half off on BOGO Thursdays.
Visit southfloridafair.com/BOGO for details and download the Fair app to get all the entertainment schedules. The South Florida Fair is open now through February 2nd in West Palm Beach.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees in the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 20 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and 2023 football, lacrosse, and men's swimming and diving titles. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day day coverage. There was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-880-6363. That's 1-800-880-6363. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-880-6363. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
In South Florida, when it's time to get back in the game, there's a name you need to know. HSS Florida. HSS ranked #1 in orthopedics for 15 years in a row by U.S. News and World Report. HSS brings world-class care to Palm Beach and Wellington. Whether it's a joint replacement, sports injury, or orthopedic trauma, HSS Florida treats athletes of all ages. Visit hss.edu/Florida to schedule your consultation today. HSS Florida, where champions and everyday people alike get the care they need to stay at the top of their game.
This is ESPN 106.3, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today. Don't miss out on this incredible course. And please, putt responsibly.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Been in a car accident, truck accident, or suffered a slip and fall? My friends Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine over at Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys are here to fight for you. Listen, I personally know with Anajar and Levine, they got my back no matter what. They don't charge you unless you win. They work tirelessly to get you the maximum compensation that you deserve. Why settle for just any attorney? Demand Anajar and Levine today, because that's the Anajar and Levine difference. All it takes, one phone call to take back control of your life. Don't wait. Call for your free consultation today. That's 1-800-747-FREE. 1-800-747-3733. Take back control now with Anajar and Levine. Really quickly, yesterday when we blitzed the book presented by Hard Rock Bet, we had to put together 4 picks to string together in a parlay. One of them is, of course, the Pebble Beach is this weekend. Scotty Scheffler's playing. One of them was taking Scotty Scheffler to win it all at like plus 375. And 2 others from last night's slate of games that Mike picked. Mike chose.
Hang on now.
No. We are separating on this one because I issued a bit of a levy of hesitation.
We're in this together. I thought we were in this together here.
Let's just make this clear. Mike loved Oregon.
I did.
Oregon was at UCLA last night in college basketball, and Oregon was plus 4.5, I want to say.
They were getting, 4.5 on the road.
And you were sold on Oregon.
I was. UCLA, Coach Cronin called this team soft. He said it's one of the softest teams he ever had. I'll tell you what, they didn't look soft last night at the double P.
Pauley Pavilion. So, long story short, UCLA won 78-52. And I issued
26 points.
I said there is something to unranked home teams taking on ranked opponents in their building. And Mike didn't care.
I thought theme, magic, and mojo, baby.
The other one that Mike loved was Illinois at Nebraska.
The Fighting Illini, the pride of Peoria. They let me down.
Lost in overtime to Nebraska on the road, 80-74. So if we picked against every pick, this is classic parlays. If we picked against every pick we had so far, we'd be fired. We'd be on fire.
Hang on. What about Fairfield?
They play tonight.
The Stags.
So I'm still alive. So that's the reason I'm bringing this up, is because, of course, in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, the Fairfield Stags are taking on Quinnipiac on the road, and they're getting 12 now. So we took that one.
If we hit Scotty Scheffler and Fairfield, and we went 2-2, Mike, you've got some explaining to do because you let your biases get in front of your picks, and it's hurting everyone financially.
Yeah. I thought Oregon was a great pick. I thought Illinois was a great pick.
Mike, they lost by 30 points.
I was wrong. What do you want? I lost by a combined, by the way, 32 points. I was off. Oregon lost by 26 points, and Illinois lost by 6. And by the way, Illinois was favored by 4.5, so we might as well just add even more.
What would you say?
Terrible.
What are you best
Terrible.
at? What are you best at picking against the spread?
It's
What
college.
sport?
It's college football, and it's gone, partner. It is absolutely. It is gone.
What are you the worst at? Is it college basketball?
I would say the NBA.
Okay.
I would say the NBA.
Christian, what is the sport that you were best at picking against the spread?
Got it. Well, I'm pretty good at MMA, which isn't a spread.
Just to win? Is that to win?
Yeah,
Do you
sometimes
pick via TKO or something like that?
Yeah, I usually, if I do make an MMA pick, I probably go with a rounds over under.
Oh,
or
really?
I do with a flat out 2 win because I can't be rooting against a guy that I bet on. And when you got someone in a choke, you're all of a sudden rooting against him because you're rooting for a knockout.
What we need to, I think, boys, I could probably do good with Premier League soccer. I've bet it in the past. I've won in the past.
That's on Hard Rock Bets.
We need. I think I need to start doing some Premier League soccer.
And your thing is MMA. What are you terrible at?
I would say I'm really bad at college football.
Really? Yeah. Well, yeah. I would agree.
That's where I really struggle.
You guys
at.
leaned on when we did punchline picks over the season, where we pick against the spread against you and Theo, if theoretically speaking. You guys always leaned on the NFL side, and we always leaned on and Mike and I always leaned on the college side.
Yeah, it started 50-50, lost all the college games, so we were like, you know what? Let's stick with what's working. And we both had pretty good. I guess I would go all but the last 2 weeks because we just had to blindly fade you guys, so it wasn't necessarily
I
our
wouldn't count the
opinions.
last 2 weeks. Yeah.
But we both finished in the positive. If you followed and tailed every single punchline pick,
you would have made money.
You definitely would have, especially
Yeah.
just cancel out the ones that we contradicted. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But college football is not your one. I can't say over-unders futures. I specialize in that. I think there's an art to it that, I don't know, I've been doing it since 6th grade, so that's
good point. You can get unlucky in a game-to-game basis, but
there's more of an art, an actual thought process to how a team will do over the season. So that's always what I've been good at. Game by game, we were pretty good at college.
We were.
Finding a message, finding a theme was important in college. And
We were hot on the MAC in the beginning, then that fizzled out. But we had our usual suspects. Dude, Army and BYU, they won us weeks.
Yeah, you owe them like a pizza party or something.
Army, BYU, and we had another one in the Navy. I mean, the service academies won us a lot of games. BYU, Retzlaff, that's our guy. I mean, they won us a lot of games.
Mm-hmm. They had a couple escapes. Yeah, we got lucky with them.
The one glaring college football game that I wanted us to take that did not hit was dude. I think we're done taking Illinois. I know they're
Illinois.
You
love it. See, that's you.
They're the pride of Peoria for me, man.
The bias is kicking in. You make an emotional bet, and we get burned.
I mean, guys, let's be honest. Fairfield's not covering, and Scheffler's not winning either. So when you guys go over
don't rain on my parade.
I'm raining on your parades. The Stags are 8-12 on the year. They're not covering tonight.
You didn't know Quinnipiac existed until you said to them.
They're getting 12 points, Mike.
Quinnipiac.
No,
Quinnipiac.
That cannot be.
I'm sorry. What are you talking about? I'm blown away that you don't know what Quinnipiac is.
That
it's one of the great. It's one of the great hockey college schools in the country.
Maybe
I think it's in.
So the thing is, you're telling us we're wrong, but we know we're right. That's how frustrating this is.
It's not that I'm telling you you're wrong. I refuse to believe that something is pronounced.
Christian and I. It's called.
You ever seen the Family Guy where it's like cool whip? That's what this is to me.
Christian and I also tried to talk you off a ledge with this Oregon pick.
You know,
and you doubled down.
The intern. I thought it was a sign. The intern on their show the day was Oregon. Come on. You're the one who tells me.
That's not theme.
You're the
that
one who tells me.
Theme,
magic,
Mike,
and mojo.
That is not theme. There's an intern that went to the University of Oregon. A theme is when
they
Northern
were playing
Iowa.
The night they were on.
A theme is when Northern Iowa has to travel, take 3 planes to get to University of Hawaii in Honolulu. That is theme. That is something that you could follow. That is a storyline. That was one of our great picks of the whole year too. Was Hawaii getting 8.5 against Northern Iowa?
I couldn't. I looked at it. I couldn't believe it. I said, "Are we seriously?" And I stayed up that whole game, by the way.
And it was 36-7 or whatever. So that's theme. That is theme. Your theme that Illinois was carried by a Peoria radio station, and there was an intern in the building that went to University of Oregon. Is not.
They were showing me signs, man. I saw the signs. I saw the signs. Hang on. Listen, I know I had a stinker last night, but I believe I'm undefeated in a lot of things. I'm undefeated in where we get Russo versus Rizzo. I'm undefeated.
True. We got to, one thing that we got to make sure we do when the time comes is we got to make sure we put together some MLB over-unders, because that's going to be where the money's actually made.
And similar to you, my brother is really astute on those as well. You two need to put your heads together and figure something out for the lot of us, because we're going to make a lot of money.
Now, in terms of the gambling, do you ever put together teasers or something like that? Do you ever play against the odds?
They are certainly a tantalizing prospect, because you can put together these teasers that look too good to be true, and oftentimes they are, where you give 6 points to one side and give 6 points to the other side, and you essentially parlay the both. If you aren't familiar with what a teaser is, I used to make a killing off of NFL total over-unders teasers, where you could do a 4-team, 10-point teaser with 2 totals in there. And all of a sudden, you need a game in the NFL to score 32 points in order for you to get the over on there. And that seems very doable until all of a sudden you get missed kicks, you get interceptions. It is sometimes too good to be true with the teasers.
So you're almost playing with fire, and you don't want to get screwed there, because
the same thing as parlaying a bunch of money line favorites, right? It's the same exact thing, where it's not a coin flip, but it's but chance of winning one of these, but winning 5 of them, it changes.
Does something come to mind when you had the greatest pick or parlay or gambling move you've ever had? This could count. Let's count casino stuff too.
I once went on a ridiculous run playing blackjack in Paris, in Vegas, where I was down all of the money.
Hold on. You said in Paris? Is that a place in Vegas?
It is.
Yes. Yeah, casino.
Yeah.
There's a casino called Paris in Vegas?
You didn't know that?
No. Yeah, it's my favorite place to play.
I'd never been to Vegas.
It's the Eiffel Tower.
All right, I thought that was just for show. Okay, so there's a place called...
You go inside, and the inside, it looks like you're in Paris. Yeah. It's very nice.
Okay, sorry about that. Go ahead.
Just went on an unbelievable run on blackjack, and it was an automatic shuffling blackjack. Normally, they shuffle the cards, you put them in the shoe, and you play them all like that.
There was no dealer?
There was a dealer there, but every single hand... They took all the cards that were used, they dumped them in the automatic shuffler, but I was getting blackjack after blackjack
so you couldn't count cards if you wanted to.
Exactly. Odds are, you have the worst odds there, because you can't say, well, I've seen a lot of aces already, so I know for a fact I'm not going to get an ace here. But yeah, went on a ridiculous run. I was there for a week, and I was down all of the money I brought with me. And this is 6 days of gambling, and that's my favorite thing to do in Vegas. So I got half of that money back on one blackjack, sit down about an hour and a half. Got up, got dinner, left, went to a slot machine. I don't normally play the slots. This one was calling me. One spin, got the other half of my money back just like that.
Wow.
So I was very proud of that 2-hour swing.
You got to leave right then and there.
Yeah, you got to know when to. You got to know when to get up, and that's probably my Vegas trip. We stayed at Circa, and I probably came to college a couple of years ago. Went down like $500. I ended up turning it into like $1,500. So I won I was playing like $10 hands too. My God, I'm not made of money here. All right, now Bellagio with Dad, when it was, $100 a hand, when he was paying, that was a lot of fun. Made some money there too. But on my own dime, I went down with $500, turned it into $1,000, walked out of Vegas with $1,500. I'll never forget, my Uncle Johnny drove over from LA and I was on a run. I probably was up, I would say $800 on the night. He got there, it kept hitting, and then I lost like 3 hands in a row. He looks at me, he goes, bro, get up. He goes, you're done, get up. And I got up. It was 4 or 5 in the morning. Went upstairs, went to bed, woke up the next morning with a ton of money in my pocket. You got to know when to get up. That's very important. And when they bring in the cooler, the new dealer or whatever, they're not giving you cards, get the hell up. If you're hot with another dealer, but the quote-unquote cooler comes in, you got to get up.
What's your tipping policy with dealers?
If I'm up.
Right.
If a dealer cleans me out, I'm not giving them anything.
Is that customary?
Yeah, I'm not.
It is pretty customary,
yeah. Like on a $10 SoCal, I was playing $10 hands. On the weekends, they turn into like 15 and 20. When I got there during midweek, it was like $10 hands. I would, if I was up a significant amount of money, I'd tip 10 or,
right. That's 10,
I
20
imagine
when you win.
Yeah, when you win. But when you lose, it's...
Yeah.
That's the
Please.
counter argument. It's like, well,
thank
if
you.
you're tipping when you're winning, it's not like the dealer gives you some cash when you get cleaned out. I'm on both sides here. I don't actually tip. I put like maybe a $2.50 chip when you bet in increments of like $25 and you hit blackjack. You can't get the 3-2 odds, so they'll give you like quarters and stuff. I will put that in front of my bet and we'll play together. That's what I'll do.
And also, Christian, we're not like, locals. If I went to a specific place to gamble a lot, say I lived in Vegas and I was gambling a lot, if I got my clock cleaned one time, sure, I'll tip the dealer that I know 10. You know what I mean? But if you're going there on vacation and you're losing big, I think I'm giving a deal. Come on.
There's also an aspect to where if the dealer is calling the drink girl over, like whenever you ask, like all of a sudden you're getting free booze at moment's notice because of that dealer. So, okay, I'm not paying for these drinks, but I am definitely getting a good experience specifically because of that dealer. I am going to give a tip to the dealer and a chip to the lady as well.
table. You're there for 2 hours. You'll lose $200. How much you tip? But it's a great experience. How much are you tipping?
The thing is, you tip as you go. I don't tip at the end. Do you tip at the end, Mike?
I tip at the end.
Okay, so I guess
I tip at the end.
How much are you giving them total?
They'll probably get eventually $10 to $20.
Okay.
And they add
I
up
don't
for
even
me.
know. Yeah, I don't even know what's appropriate.
$200 is a lot different to people. If I lost $200 on a blackjack table, I ain't tipping.
If you could play for
straight
2
up,
hours
I'm not
and only
tipping.
lose $200,
I'm not
at a
tipping.
$10 table,
but
that's
here,
a win.
It's almost a win.
Colin, I'm not there for 2 hours losing $200. You know what I mean? If I'm consistently losing, if I'm down 50, 60, $70 on $10 hands, I'm getting up.
I don't know. I don't know what's custom. I've never played with in an actual casino with like with a casino with a dealer and anything like that.
West Palm Beach Vegas trip coming soon.
Hey, someone ponies up the cash. I am there.
I have no interest in that.
What do you mean, dude?
Vegas?
Yes, dude.
No.
Vegas is fun.
Colin?
The food is great.
Colin,
You can have fun in Vegas if you're not gambling a lot.
Colin, I went there sober, had one of the best times.
Yeah,
of
but
my life.
but if you don't like gambling,
I don't
it's not
drink.
even
I
like-
don't do anything.
No, that's fine. But you gamble. That's the whole selling.
Yeah, but
they party and stuff like that. But it's gambling.
Yeah, you'd gamble with us. It'd be great.
Hang by the pools.
Show you the ropes.
Take pictures with the
How bad
pretty
is that
ladies.
plane ride out?
Dude,
How bad is that plane ride out?
It's long.
I flew Spirit, and it was bad.
But you got to realize, I've flown to LA too. Like
You're
my
broke. You got no money. You lost. You had a terrible day of gambling.
we were stuck on the tarmac for 3 hours before we flew out.
God.
I take you to Encore Beach Club. I'll tell you, change.
I've been there. Yeah, no, I haven't been there. I've
You have
heard
not.
of it.
Yeah, dude. You change your tune if you went to Encore Beach Club.
Yeah, for my college buddies, when I was in college, I was the guy who always put this stuff together because I was good at it.
He was in a fraternity.
Yeah, and I put this stuff together. And I set up the Vegas trip for everybody, and I just didn't go.
You paid
You
for
must have
it.
done a crappy job then.
No. And
Colin,
it was one of those things through companies. So the first 10 guys who signed up got to go for free, including myself. So I didn't go for free. It was for free. All right, let me make it clear. The hotel was comped, and 6 events were comped, day and night clubs, all comped for 3 days. That was all comped. But what wasn't comped was what you'd pay at the casino, airfare, food. You're still going $2-3 grand in the hole. I just didn't have interest in doing that. Wisconsin was playing Iowa. They lost. I decided to stay for that and work.
Oh,
and
God, the football game.
you know what?
You know better.
You know what? I don't regret a thing. I don't feel like I missed anything. That's my take on Vegas.
It sounds like
I'm not a Vegas guy.
No, you want to know what it sounds like? This is a Colin Russo stable. He doesn't believe in Vegas.
That's
he doesn't.
the thing. I don't know.
Do you not believe in lost?
You can shoot RPGs in the desert too. You go out
That's a
there and
thing?
make military grade weapons and shoot them at a.
Did you do this when you were in Vegas?
No, but I'm doing it next time.
Okay, so you heard about this.
If we
the
put
billboards,
together,
yeah.
if somehow we went to the powers to be the GM of ESPN West Palm, Stephanie Prince, and our program director Brian Rowitz, and the president.
What? Send us to Vegas for what?
Well, to cover an event.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You wouldn't go. You wouldn't go.
No, I would go. I just wouldn't like it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you would.
I don't trust
You'd like
Vegas.
it. That's not true.
Dude, I don't trust it.
You've
You don't trust it.
You've never been there, though. Isn't
I
that
agree.
fair?
I don't need to not go there to understand that it's a not trustworthy place.
But isn't that fair? You've never been there, so you can't have an opinion on it.
You think there's gonna be a hangover situation where
Dude, all I
the
know
ball's
is
gonna roll downhill?
all I know is the media and the stories I hear from Vegas, and everybody says you got to get out after 2 days.
Well, yeah,
So
you
if it's a place you have to leave after 48 hours, I don't trust
I was
it.
there for 4 days, and it felt like an eternity. But at the same time, like, we'll go for a weekend. We'll go Friday, Saturday, fly out Sunday. It'd be amazing.
I don't know. And I don't like gambling. I don't like losing money. I don't like spending
Who
money.
says you're losing money?
Oh, God.
You go in with that mentality.
That's how they get you.
You go in
don't
with.
give me this. This is
Colin,
you in
what you
Oregon.
put out to the world happens. If you go in there, I'm going to lose my money.
What you say going, all right, fine. You came out of there positive. But if you went, do you ever go into Vegas and lose a ton of money?
I went twice in my life. I was way too young to gamble, and I went 2 years ago. It was a ton of fun.
When I went for Big 12 Media Day in July, I had about maybe 8 hours to myself combined between the 2 nights I was there.
Why were you in Big 12 Media Day?
You know, the Orange Bowl, had to cover it for them. And, I lost. And it was still fun.
We sent you to Big 12 Media Day?
Orange Bowl sent me.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good.
That's wow. Okay.
I made horrible food decisions, though.
So you wouldn't go to Vegas for Big 12
If they
Media
asked
Day?
us to cover Big 12 Media Day, yeah, I'd probably say yes. I wouldn't. I would make a pact to do like $100 tops.
Yeah, I guess you kind of have to.
$100. Do they have
Oh, yeah.
dollar? Do they have dollar
Forget it.
tables?
You're out.
Dude,
You're out.
Do they have dollar tables?
Dude, if you go to the Golden Nugget downtown, maybe, but you're out, dude. You're out.
What is this gatekeeping? Yes, you can play $100 if you want to play $100. You can sit down any slot machine.
Because when I go in and I turn that into
$100.
$400 and I leave, and then I feel like the happiest camper ever because I went and made $300.
You got to at least have, and I went, I went light pocketed, Christian.
Dude, you win until you lose.
I always say you at least want $1,000 to go to Vegas with to be like, all right, I don't care if I lose it or not. And I went with $500, and I thought it was way too little.
That's the problem.
You
But
want to
listen,
have $1,000.
That's the problem.
But dude, like that's Vegas. That's Vegas, baby.
That's why I don't like it. That's why. That's why I don't like it. That's why it's sleazy. It's weird. That's what that city is. You don't trust it. There's something inauthentic
you don't
about it.
trust yourself. That's what it is.
That's
You don't
what
trust
this
yourself
sounds
in
like.
Vegas.
Colin, you're a very responsible young man, which is like, what, you think you're going to go there and go crazy?
I think the responsibility is me not going. That's the responsibility.
You think you're going to go there and you're going to...
It's not me looking at it like, oh, I can't help it. It's not going to be like that.
You sold something in a bathroom by a
I can't
guy
help
in
the
a trench
slot
coat.
machine. No. I've been to casinos where I'm not really getting involved.
It sounds like Colin
But
thinks...
why go? Why go if you're not going to gamble? That's kind of the idea.
Very good food. Very good shows.
The problem is I'm going to have to go for the A's. That's the problem. I'm going to have to go for the A's. I'm going to have to go and watch games.
Yeah, you're a fraud right now. What are you talking
You're
about?
an Oakland Athletics fan, just for the audience to know. So, yeah.
I don't want to hear this.
You have
We're
to take
going.
that Hajj.
We're going to Vegas.
I'm not. Well,
You don't have to gamble. You can watch me and CCAT gamble.
You should definitely line up a weekend where the Jags play the Raiders at the same time as the A's are at a homestand.
you're right. But that, I agree. You have money for tickets, so you got to go to a Saturday day
Well,
game.
that's what
I know, I understand. This would have to be early in the season, too. So you'd have to go in September, so it'd be hot, but you got to spend money on tickets, either to 2 games for a Friday and a Saturday game. That's probably how you do it. You probably go to 2 A's games. And then you go to a Jaguar game on Sunday, and then what are you doing at night? You're going to the casino. You're going to the bar. You're going to the club or whatever it is. If you go to the bar and you're like, can I get a water? They're like, yeah. Do you have your checkbook with you? And then it's going to be $300.
I will say that when we went to one of those clubs, it was actually the rooftop club at the Paris casino. Me and my girlfriend were very frugal, and we weren't in the mood to drink that night. So we just want to check everything out, get the authentic experience. We ordered a water. We didn't say bottled. I guess that's all they had. Guess what the price of a bottle of water is?
Was it
$8?
Was it 10, $15?
$8.
13.
Wow.
$13 for a bottle of water. We drank it, and then we went to the bathroom and filled it up in the faucet.
I don't even enjoy that. To me, ruins my experience.
That happened to my cousin and I as well.
That ruins your experience.
But here's the thing: I don't drink, and my cousin's not a big drinker either. It was really my brother was the one who was getting after it. And we looked at Joe when we found out the water is $8, $10. I'm like, dude, we're out of here. Let's go back to Circa and gamble. Like, I'm not trying to, sit here and listen to loud music and have people jumping all over me.
If casinos don't have clocks, windows, pump oxygen into the room to make you feel more alert, and the dopamine, that's what they do. If they have that and they have people running around handing out free drinks to get you to stay, how do you trust it?
To Christian's point, this is what you would do in Vegas. You would spend your money on your events. You would go get good dinners at night. Dude, you could call it early. You could call it at 11:30, 11 o'clock. If you're not trying to drink or gamble, you don't have to do it. You're there to go see your teams and eat great food and stay at a world-class hotel. Yeah. Those hotels are world-class.
And you also could have a game out of it, which I've done this, which is see how many free drinks you can get without actually gambling. You kind of just ask and you stay around that same table, and the girl will walk around and have your drink for you, and you give her a $1 tip.
Wow. So you can do that. That works.
Yes, that's a fun game. I know you're pretty frugal as well. It's definitely a fun game to play.
Yeah, frugal is probably the right word. I don't know. I'm 22. So, like, that's just, I'm not at the point yet financially.
Yeah. But does it give you a thrill to feel like you got a value?
That's a great thrill. That's a great thrill.
Thank you.
That's what I'm getting at. It's like getting into the bar underage when you're in college. Like, that's a thrill. Like, that's what's fun. When you get $13 for a water, that is not a thrill.
But, Kyle,
that ruins your day.
When you hit 2 blackjacks in a row and you're up 150 on a $10 table.
Slapping the table. Monkey, 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 monkey.
I'm curious if
they're
anybody...
rubbing your head. Everyone's rubbing your head for good luck.
No. If anybody has a selling point for me, 888-760-3776. Convince me to go to Vegas. 888-760-3776. Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies.
Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Now at DQ Grill & Chill, enjoy $7 meal deals, the 3-piece chicken strip meal deal, and the original cheeseburger meal deal. Both come with fries, a 21-ounce drink, and a sundae. Sweeten the deal and upgrade to a small Blizzard treat for just $2 extra. Get more for less at DQ Grill & Chill with the $7 chicken strip meal deal and $7 original cheeseburger meal deal. DQ Grill & Chill with 2 locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
This is ESPN 106.3, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
This Valentine's Day, give the one you love a gift with endless possibilities. Give a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach. Breakers gift cards let you treat the one who matters most to the things they love the most, like irresistible oceanfront getaways, lessons at the Breakers' new golf and racket club, pampering at the exquisite spa, and shopping at the resort's stylish collection of on- and off-site boutiques. Gift cards may also be used for dining at the Breakers' renowned restaurants and bars, including Echo, Henry's Palm Beach, HMF, and Flagler's Steakhouse. What's even better, for a limited time, when you purchase a $500 gift card online at thebreakers.com, you'll receive an additional $50 on that card, compliments of the Breakers. This Valentine's Day, give the one you love a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach and remind them why they fell in love with you in the first place. Visit thebreakers.com today.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So, I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-880-6363. That's 1-800-880-6363. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-880-6363. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
In just a few short years, when the Las Vegas A's are now officially on the Strip, then you could go and take a weekend trip and sweat through your shirt in July and go enjoy a couple baseball games. No gambling. No gambling. They don't get you there. But speaking of baseball, it's time for baseball in West Palm Beach. Speaking of the actual baseball capital of the world, West Palm Beach is one of them. Spring training just around the corner. Cacti Park of the Palm Beaches, it's the place to be. Grab your family and friends and soak it in the sunshine. That's more my speed. Soak it in the sunshine, green grass, crack of a bat. You can watch the Astros. You can watch the Nationals. Mets, Yankees, Braves, Blue Jays coming into town over at Cacti Park. Catch the excitement from February 22nd through March 23rd. Tickets on sale now at cactipark.com. Don't miss your chance to be part of the action. Secure your seat today. That is more my speed for the baseball fan. Unfortunately, the A's are moving to Vegas. I'm an A's fan. You have to go to the Strip and see every temptation known to man instead of just going to enjoy a game at Cacti Park and, grabbing a couple beers or getting a hot dog on a beautiful March day in South Florida. That is more my speed for baseball. That is what baseball's all about, not Vegas.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused.
Vegas.
If they were to put the football stadium under a dome, why wouldn't they put the baseball?
They're not going to be able to make that
130
degrees
in the middle of summer.
Yeah, Arizona's the same way. They can't do that. It's too hot. The dry heat is too much. But that's what Vegas would. They haven't even put a shovel in the ground yet, I don't think.
Yeah, it's not even about the players, it's about the fan. Who's want to go? That'd be bad for business to have an outdoor event.
Their plan was they're going to have 40% of fans be tourists. That's what Vegas is, a tourism city, right? That is what it is. So 40% of fans for Las Vegas A's, they are planning on it being traveling fans or not fans, traveling tourists.
Yeah, you kind of coordinate with the resorts, and just as a resort who wants to keep a whale in-house, hey, stick around. 2 free tickets to the A's game today.
Yeah,
that's another, just as you were saying, 2 tickets to share or the Magic Show.
And the Golden Knights sell great. They're one of the best attendants in the NHL, so they do a great job. And the Raiders, of course, every time you go there, they have Raider fans, but it's also like an opposing fan's paradise.
Yeah, it's too perfect.
Are they gonna have tables do they have tables at Allegiant?
What do you mean?
Are gambling tables like blackjack tables? Do they have
question.
poker?
I'm not sure.
No.
Okay, they don't. No. They don't. Okay, because I was wondering maybe that's a thing that they're gonna do with the A's stadium. Throw some gambling tables out there.
That'd be pretty cool. If
the
Diamondbacks have the pool,
table,
but in
I don't know.
Vegas,
throw a blackjack table. Throw some blackjack tables in there. Take the one uncle who hates baseball. You gamble his face off.
I don't know. Can they do that? A legal sports book? Technically,
it's Vegas, man. You can get away with anything.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can get away with murder in Vegas. It doesn't matter. It's Sin City for a reason.
You know, the fact that it hasn't happened yet makes me think you can't. That feels like an obvious thing. That's the whole brain chemistry.
Don't they have slots in gas stations in Vegas?
Yeah, and the airport. Yeah, they have slots. I mean, they have slots in gas stations in Pennsylvania.
And
have you ever seen those?
And in Illinois too.
Right, so wherever you can get away with it, they'll have slots in gas stations as well. All right. Well, Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat over at the City Play Studios in downtown West Palm Beach, trying to sell me on Vegas. Now, for me, I'd rather go to a a city with a little bit of doesn't Vegas not have any personality? To stake on this really quickly, isn't that Vegas's problem? Doesn't it feel fabricated? It feels, I don't know.
It's the crown jewel of the desert.
There's no personality.
Well, yeah, but it's embracing the capitalistic commercialization.
And consumerism.
Yes.
It's the crown jewel of the desert.
Why
man.
do you
it's
carry
got a
so
heartbeat.
much water for
you don't
Vegas?
Go
It's
there.
because
You heartbeat, baby.
Mike, you made $1,500
bucks
one time, and
Colin,
you have this defensive
it
relationship
has,
about
Colin,
how great Vegas is.
It has its own heartbeat. I don't know how to explain.
I think Rizzo got a good dance
man.
from a girl named Diamond, and that's why he likes Vegas.
Is that what happened?
Not confirming or denying that, but
great assets.
At the same time, listen. At the same time, you got to go. Like the reason I loved it when I was little, and my mother took us to the pool. You know what I mean? And we went to the Bellagio buffet and ate our face off. You know, God, the food out there. We put on displays everywhere we go. They'd have to kick us out of the buffet for God's sakes. They'd lose money on us.
I don't know. I've been to Nashville. Nashville felt like Vegas for me.
Oh
you know
God,
that felt like Vegas.
Nashville's hillbilly.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No,
it's hillbilly.
Nashville is bachelorette party. That's what Nashville
bad
is.
Country music. God, I'm out on Nashville.
That's just you being anti-country music. Country music is good.
Oh, it's awesome.
So have you been to NOLA too?
No.
I have not been to New Orleans either.
That's another one of those types of like Nashville.
I can't have an opinion on New Orleans.
Nashville, New Orleans, Vegas. That's like a select. Miami's probably a little like that. It's like a 2-day city. That's what those cities are, right? Get in, get out.
Listen, I love West Palm Beach. I love this area, and I love the Treasure Coast. I cannot imagine living in Miami.
Yeah, it's like living in Vegas, living in Nashville, living in New Orleans. You're living in a Sin City.
It is pretty interesting. Service industry that is a supreme career, like an entry level service industry job in Vegas is something that can really sustain you and be a career. Where if you're just a bartender, that works.
Yeah.
You start as a bar back, then you're a bartender, and all of a sudden you have a career in doing that.
Because you're a bartender in a random smallish city. You're not Monday through Wednesday, Monday through Thursday, you're quiet. Vegas it's like it's the Super Bowl every day.
Yeah, and the tipping culture is vibrant in Vegas. People go there on vacation. Their wallets are a lot looser.
That's a real thing, though. 2-day cities. You get in and out. And I think New Orleans, Miami, I thought Nashville was like that. I've been to Nashville once. And then Vegas. That's not like other cities. Other cities with personality are a little different.
We would do some real. Have you been to Bellagio, Christian?
Just walk through it, yeah.
Okay. Well, there's a buffet, and they have crab legs the size of your arm, and it's already broken apart and peeled. All you got to do is rip it out and dip it in butter.
Yeah, it's just straight from the ocean.
Unbelievable.
The ocean in Vegas?
Yeah.
It's really, dude, it's really good.
They are.
Tell you
good.
what.
They know where to get them.
Unbelievable food, dude. We would put on a display.
Yeah,
the food alone is worth the trip.
Hold on, the food is not worth the trip because you can get that food anywhere.
No, you can't.
There are certain restaurants, like go to Hell's Kitchen. That's a pretty cool experience to have.
I guess, yeah. That's Gordon Ramsay's spot, right?
Yes. Have you ever been to a place called Dick's Last Resort? This is a restaurant. They have a couple of them around the country.
I like the name. The name. Go ahead.
It is where the waiters and waitresses are deliberately mean to you. Like they curse at you. They make fun of you. That's where they put a cone hat that is very insulting to yourself that you can't see. And I've done that in Vegas. It's very fun.
They only have it in Vegas?
There is another location elsewhere. I forget where.
So let me get this straight. My waitress is yelling at me the whole time?
Yeah, yes. What's the sell on that?
What?
Oh, because it's the novelty of it. And it's almost like a comedy act in a way because they're making fun of you and they're throwing stuff at you. Yeah.
No, I don't want people throwing anything.
How's the food?
It's just like any sports bar food.
So the food's Stahan, so the food stinks. And you're getting berated while you're trying to eat.
Not my business. Listen,
I get it, but like, geez.
Listen, everyone has their own cup of teas.
There's 2-day cities. Vegas epitomizes a 2-day city. That to me.
You've never been though.
But that's were you denying this?
I'm not denying it, but you gotta go. You told me, Mike, why are you so defensive over Vegas? Colin, I think if you went, you'd absolutely love it.
That's true. Judging a city before you've been is tough.
True. I'm just saying I don't think it's my cup of tea. I don't think it is. All right, knowing me, in the brief history we have, do I strike you as somebody who would love Vegas?
Love, no. Which love would mean making a yearly voyage
Would
there.
I be entertained by it? Yes. I think that is Absolute guarantee. I would be entertained by what is the
ultimate people
watching. Day by day,
yeah.
I would be entertained because I would think most of it is amusing. But I don't think that is my type of city.
You'd look at me and go, Mike, place is legit. I don't know if you would be head over heels for it like me, but you would tell me you'd go back. You'd go, Mike, I'd go back.
It is the perfect work trip city because you're kept out of trouble for the work adventure. And then once you're done at, 6 or 7 o'clock, then you have your 2-night city type of experience where you also get reined in a little bit, where you know you can't go all the way nuts. So where you never cross that line because you got work the next day.
And Christian, I truly believe there's something for everyone to do in Las Vegas.
Honestly. It is like the entertainer's paradise.
Yeah, and I went to a show at the Wynn, and I couldn't tell you what the show was, but it was unbelievable. The art and the dancing and the music and the special effects, it was unbelievable.
I want to see Blue Man Group,
the acting.
Man.
That is cool. Like the Sphere, that is cool. That would be awesome to go to something like
Who's
that.
Who's your favorite band? Like, dude, I'm sure that they'll...
Like, and a lot of people have residencies in Vegas, so like Adele was there for like a year. Like, that's what Elvis epitomized. I mean, he created that. But my parents went out there for the Super Bowl with my older sister, and they saw Adele. They saw U2 at the Sphere. So they did all that stuff. And that sounds like fun. But, again, that is a 2-day city. Doesn't necessarily tickle my funny bone. I don't know. I'm not itching to get to Vegas. We got to do some sports. Let's do some 5 and 5 coming up after this. After this timeout, it's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
The South Florida Fair is open. Get ready for 17 days of entertainment, blending cutting-edge technology with old-fashioned excitement. Visit our Imagine the Future interactive exposition and discover how science fiction is a reality today.
Check all the activities online at southfloridafair.com or download the Fair app. Now through February 2nd in West Palm Beach.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
ESPN 106.3 is your home for live sports presented by Hard Rock Bet. Where Miami heats up, the playoffs take center stage, and the big game is always in play. Hard Rock Bet, it's Florida's official sports book. Try it now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet does not hit. Hard Rock Bet, roll with us. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Considered by gambling. Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Is your air or water flowing perfectly in your home? If the answer is no, EDS is yes. Theo here, and for me, EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing is my go-to, and it should be yours too. EDS is Palm Beach County's trusted AC and plumbing expert. They'll make sure your air and water flow perfectly. EDS is a train comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. Go to edsisyes.com. That's edsisyes.com. When comfort matters, EDS is yes.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Something amazing is happening here. Scientists are using AI to study how whales talk to each other. CDW experts can give researchers the power to process complex data with HP workstations, advanced by AMD Ryzen Threadripper Pro processors. With easier handling of AI workloads, your organization can bring powerful insights to the surface. Make amazing happen. HP, AMD, and CDW. Learn more at cdw.com/HPAMD.
Hey golf fans, Colin Russo here. Looking to improve your game? Flagstick Golf Performance, the ultimate indoor golf experience, is now open in Boynton Beach. With 3 indoor simulators and a state-of-the-art putting studio, Flagstick helps players at all levels up their game. Get lessons from experts, try the latest clubs, or just come up for a round in the simulators. You can track your stats and see real improvement. Flagstick is where serious golfers and beginners find their edge. Bring your friends or family and enjoy golf like never before. Visit flagstickgolfperformance.com to book your session.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Ball into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
Russo and Rizzo, a Friday edition, the last day of January, first month of 2025, almost in the books here. From the City Play Studios in downtown West Palm Beach, it's Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat, as always on ESPN 106.3. Missed any of the show today? Want to listen back? Go to Russo and Rizzo on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Can catch full shows there. Also, if you want to watch the show and see our pretty faces, you can go to YouTube, and you can go to Facebook and X/Twitter as well at ESPN West Palm. We live stream there, so go watch it back, watch it live, whatever suits your boat. That's what we got there. It's Russo and Rizzo. Christian Cat, of course, our producer behind the glass over here, making sure that we are over the airs. He is the one who asked us a very peculiar question that we will answer in just a few minutes on the talk back. But it's time for us in the meantime to do a little 5 at 5.
Number 1.
Number 1 of the 5 at 5 today, we're talking prop bets. They're swirling already for the Super Bowl in one that sticks out of note. Will Travis Kelce propose to Taylor Swift following the Super Bowl? The odds?
What are the odds?
Yes, at plus 750. No, at minus 1,500.
Is that a value bet?
The thing is, you're betting on two things. Chiefs got to win for that to possibly take place.
Okay.
And then is Travis Kelce going to put Taylor Swift on the spot like that? Is that something he would do?
But just for the value. Is that something to worth just throwing $10 on?
Colin,
or is that how they get you?
If you guys missed it, Bill Belichick was on the Peyton and Eli, the Manning cast for one of the Chief games. And Taylor Swift popped up onto the screen. Bill looked at the screen and went, ugh. That's how I feel right now. Listen, I like Taylor Swift. I think she's got good music. She's the best at her craft. And obviously, Kelsey's a Cleveland kid. I love Travis and Jason.
You know him?
No, I sadly don't.
You don't? You
but I know Buddy.
I
have a buddy. I have a buddy who's really good friends with him. And my brother actually, believe it or not, used to be a part of his agency crew. Regardless, guys, stop it. That's how I feel right now with this situation. I'm all done with it. I'm not betting on this. I understand that it probably is good value to sprinkle $5, $10 on that Hard Rock Bet app, but
you know what that does do? If you're at a Super Bowl party with a bunch of people who like Taylor Swift and maybe care more about the NFL because of her inclusion, you can also celebrate like they will, right? You won't go, you'll be like, yeah! You cash out on it.
Do you guys like Super Bowl parties? I saw something very interesting. I think it was Bill Burr talking about how he hates Super Bowl parties because everyone there, majority of the people there don't like football, and they're all talking during the game.
Yeah.
And then they're quiet during the commercials.
I like watching the Super
and it
Bowl
drives them batty.
I'm okay with watching the Super Bowl with people, but it doesn't necessarily, it doesn't tickle me.
So much can go so wrong to harm your viewing experience. And I grew up with Super Bowl parties at my aunt and uncle's house, so I have great experiences with Super Bowl parties as an idea, but I've realized since I grew up and it's not at their place every time, it kind of sucks.
It's got to be with the
I
right
don't know.
people.
It's food, but other than that,
that's good.
Well,
that's true.
So
good food is always there.
Definitely. And before I moved for my career, we would always do it at like my brother's apartment. It was all of us who love football. So like we were all on the same wavelength. The problem is when you get girlfriends in the mix, you get significant others in the mix, you get someone there, oh God, this person is going to be there. Like, that's where I draw the line.
The problem isn't even the girlfriends in the mix. It is the girlfriend's friend Super Bowl party.
Exactly.
Because now you're going into an environment you've never been before. You don't know who is invited to this. When it's your friend circle, you can kind of pick and choose who to invite, and the environment is kind of tailored to your liking. But when you're going to a road game, whew.
Yeah, you gotta make it a home game. Yeah, I see both sides. I've been to a ton of Super Bowl parties recently. Maybe it's been a couple years. In college, I just watched with my roommates, and I think that was enough. But I actually did. I watched the Super Bowl in Florence, Italy, at a American bar, and it started at 12:30 or 11:30, something like that. So I watched it overnight with a bunch of Americans in a bar, and I left at halftime. Like, I can't. This is
really? I feel that would be great.
It was the Eagles-Chiefs game. And it was just people were drinking. It was like a Sunday night. I had classes the next day. It was too much. I'm not doing this.
If there's one time to watch it with people, that's probably it, right?
Yeah. And I did the first half, and I was ready to get out of there. I was like, I'm okay. This is not doing it.
Now, was it on the basic cable in the French country? No, it was not on cable.
No. That's why it was tough to find. That's why people made an effort to go out and watch it at Americanized bars in Italy. So, but it wasn't for me. I don't know. I like watching it comfortably with people, with food. Great. If it's going to be more of a party setting, forget it.
Number 2.
NFL free agency speculations have already begun, even though we're ways apart from the March 12th official start date. Who are some of the free agents you guys think are the most coveted?
I made us a master list of who I think is probably the most coveted at the respectable positions. Darnold, probably quarterback 1. Aaron Jones, Nick Chubb, J.K. Dobbins at running back. Diggs, Higgins, Allen at receiver. There's a lot to choose from here. I think probably the weakest group would be edge rusher. I think Josh Sweat is probably going to stay in Philly, Colin. He's 27 years old. I think they give him a contract. I don't know if Kansas City is going to let go of Amanuhu. I probably said that wrong. Apologies. But I think it's got to be some of the skill weapons with Diggs, Higgins, Jones, and Dobbins and Chubb.
Yeah, I'm thinking offensive line here, weirdly enough. I think that's going to be a big difference maker in free agency. So whether that's an aging tackle or an aging guard like Moses or Martin, but somebody like Trey Smith, who is one of the best players on that offensive line for the Chiefs, and it doesn't sound like they're bringing him back interior. That's the type of move that will really pay its dividends later on, to me at least.
And there are a lot of teams that need defense. I mentioned
a lot of teams need corners. Right. So that Charvarius Ward is going to a big market. So with Carlton Davis, DJ Reed, another good player. So that hit corner and hit offensive line. I think those are the two.
Right. But I think they're going to get snatched up early too. Like if you're one of those teams that waits around and dances, there's no one really of substance is going to be left at a lot of these positions.
Yeah. Trey Smith would be my guess. Would be my one. He's young. He's a great guard for Kansas City. That, to me, because I want Jacksonville to get him, that's my most coveted guy.
You guys are letting go of Scherf, Brand Scherf, 33-year-old.
I think he'll retire eventually, but yeah, he's gone. That's my most coveted free agent. Number 3.
Well, the odds are out on the favorites to win the Heisman Trophy next season. The favorite, Arch Manning, at plus 750, kind of wide open this year. It will be the first season as a starter after sitting behind Quinn Ewers last year. Is Arch Manning going to be the real deal for Texas?
And big test week 1. They got Ohio State, Texas at Ohio State week 1. So we're going to see what Arch Manning is made of early.
Would I put money on him to win the Heisman? Probably not. Not at the moment. I think there's a lot of good quarterbacks coming back. There's a lot of good players, a lot of pro-ready players. So somebody like Nussmeier's coming back for LSU.
Plus 800.
Yeah, so
yep.
Like there's Aller's coming back. There's a ton of guys. And I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't place it on the first-year starter. So I'm off that at the moment.
Nussmeier plus 800. Klubnik. Colley's coming back to Clemson quarterback
totally
plus 1,000.
Could win it in my book, yeah.
Aller plus 1,200. Jeremiah Smith plus 1,200. Nico I plus 1,200. So there's a lot of good odds right now. As far as the question, is Arch Manning going to be the real deal? I hope so for Texas. I feel like Texas is really stormed back being in the college football playoff 2 years in a row. If Arch Manning is the real deal, and if Sark can get a national title in Texas, that'd be tremendous for the program. And I think good for college football, too. I think Texas winning for college football would be good, especially with the Manning.
Number 4.
There was one thing here. Fox Sports did a mock draft, which is all a fantasy land, whatever, if everyone was eligible, where that means you could draft the freshman from this past season.
Okay.
And they had Arch Manning going 1-1 to the Titans.
Wow.
They had Jeremiah Smith, receiver, obviously Ohio State, going 1-2 to the Browns. Travis Hunter, third off the board to the Giants.
Don't do that, Christian.
They had none of the other quarterbacks in the top 10.
Christian, don't do that to me. Jeremiah Smith to the Browns. Please don't say that in the same sentence. Please don't get my hopes up like that.
So, this is Fox Sports.
That's interesting.
It's Fantasyland, but he's really looked at positively before he's...
As he should
totally.
be. As he should be. And the fact is, he doesn't care about the individual season. Like a Manning, he wants to win. I don't know. That's my take.
Why did he drop the E? Archie Manning.
Well, his father's name's Archie. Or the grandfather's name's Archie. His father's Cooper.
And he compared...
It's like, does his birth certificate say Archie Manning?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
He did an interview with Marty Smith, friend of show, and he said he plays more like his grandfather. He's a little more mobile, is what he said, compared to Eli and Peyton.
Well,
I like this.
He's born from the athlete. Cooper was a great receiver, and then he hurt his neck.
I tell you what, Texas better not start 0-2 because I'm calling him Archibald. That's Archibald Manning. That's not Arch Manning. It's Archibald Charles Manning. Is the quarterback for Texas.
Texas is going to be unreal next year. Right. They have an unreal recruiting class.
Like I call it Dak Prescott Dakota when he plays bad.
Right. I didn't realize that was his name. Yeah. Number 4.
Number 4.
The NBA All-Star teams are out. A couple of the snubs, leaders in the clubhouse, LaMelo Ball, Trae Young. Some were saying Domantas Sabonis. Who is your biggest snub for the All-Stars?
Now, Colin, the young man who came up to you at the high school fair, he would argue Trae Young.
Oh, yeah. Nobody loved Trae Young more than that young man. Comes up to me at a career fair, Trae Young's top 3 in the NBA. What? What do you want to do? I want to be in sports talk. Well, you got the hot take part down. Jeez. But, yeah, in terms of snubs, it's funny. None of these guys care about it, but it's such a big deal to get selected. But there's too many guys. There's only 20 players-ish that are selected, I think, and a couple of reserves or alternates. There's, to me, you could talk about LaMelo Ball, but that is a high-usage player on a bad team. It's hard for me to grade something like that. I would rather give a player on a good team that is a big-time contributor, less statistics, a nod comparatively to a player that has incredible usage, high statistics on a bad team, because that to me is a little bit more inflated comparatively.
I want to be careful saying this. I know we have a lot of Miami Heat fans around here, but a lot of people are saying, Hero didn't deserve it. A guy like Maxey, Booker, and LaMelo probably deserved it more. You guys know how I feel about All-Star games, so this isn't really that important to me, but I think LaMelo probably should be in the game.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Bill Belichick is releasing a book. The title, The Arts of Winning. Lessons from a Life in Football. It's released in May. That's Bill Belichick's book. What would you guys title your book about your life?
Yeah,
or the lessons you want to teach?
Interesting question. Have you answered this already today with Theo?
No, we didn't even ask this question at all. We didn't answer it.
All right. So this is new. If you were to name an autobiography, biography, or something like The Art of Winning, something you had to talk about, what would be the name of the book? If I were to give you guys books, I would say with Mike, it's got to be something with volume. And, turn it up or don't know how to turn it down, something like that. That would be Mike's if I was writing a biography about him. But for myself, I don't know. I'd have to put some thought into it. It's got to be something clever and creative.
I think I would go with, it'd be an attention grabber, right? When you're walking into Barnes & Noble and you see this big shelf and you want something that grabs your attention real quick, it would go, "You're not the best." That's what I would say. I feel like a lot of people have these mentalities in sports and in media that they are the exception, not the rule, and that is simply not true. It can't be true.
So your book would be basically to strike everybody down and remind them that they are not great.
So I think that in order to get ahead in life, it is to acknowledge that you are not the exception, that you have to put the work in to make yourself stand out. It's not that you are just God's gift to this earth. No, you got to work hard.
So but is this a biography?
This is teaching America.
So you're doing life lessons here.
Yeah, that's kind of what Bill Belichick's doing.
It's like a self-help book. You're doing one of those, like the Atomic Habits or something like that?
Also, Bill Belichick is how old?
72.
I mean, I'm 30, so I don't think any of our stories are done. If I had to do one now, though, it'd probably be something along the lines of the wild card, a second chance story. I mean, boys, there's no secret that I've struggled with it, with alcohol and a bunch of other things. I'm probably sober for almost 3.5 years now. So
you'd make it the biographical.
I probably would be, man. I've been through a lot with a lot of different things and wasn't the most reliable person. Actually, was not a reliable person. And I think I've really turned it around into being someone people can rely on and, truly a second chance story.
Yeah,
so
you sure have.
I'd probably go with something.
That's a good one.
Probably would go with something like that. The wild card, a second chance story.
Like a Midwestern Robert Downey Jr.
Not quite. I like
South
it,
Florida.
though.
South Florida. Hold on a second.
Yeah,
South Florida.
We're South Florida, baby. But yeah, I'd probably do something like that just because of what I've been through the last couple of years or so.
Dude, I just graduated college.
That's right. Yeah, I was 22.
Oh, wait, this could be that scripture that we find in 2060.
Yeah.
Like, wait a second. That's what the brainchild looked like.
The Marcus Aurelius, that type. What is it? The laws of power.
Mm-hmm.
Do something like that. That have you read those, by the way?
I have not read a thing ever, actually.
Oh, okay. You should. You'd get into that.
Spark Notes got me through high school. Never read a book.
Zero?
Never actually read a book.
You know, Colin,
Green Eggs and Ham. You didn't finish that one?
No, didn't capture my attention.
I listen to my nerd stuff. I've listened. I love my Audible subscription to where I could listen to my Star Wars books and Dune books and whatever. But
you don't read either.
I need to get into sports reading. Your father kind of, I think, inspired me to start reading more sports-related stories.
The thing is, in this career, with how this show's going to go, eventually you're going to get guests that are given to us because they have a book to promote.
Yeah, read it.
We're going to have to read it.
And there's a lot of people who don't and try to get away with it, and every author knows. That's the thing that I've heard from the business is that every author knows if you've read their book or not.
Has your dad actually done?
He reads every single one.
Really?
And he does.
So he must be very selective on the guests he takes.
No, he does everything.
Oh.
Dude, he had an author on who wrote about. I mentioned the Battle of Richfield. That is a real story. The Battle of Richfield was a very minor battle in the Revolutionary War, and he had the author on for a book of
Richfield, where, Kyle? Virginia,
Connecticut.
That's Richmond.
Sorry.
So
Sorry.
it wasn't any of that. But yeah, there's a lot of people. That's why people don't do that. People do not have authors on. Some guys will go on Stephen A. Smith had a book out, maybe 8 months ago. He went on the Today Show and did it. Those people have pre-scripted stuff. But if you're going to go on a niche program, somebody's coming on Russo and Rizzo to do it, they would know if you're trying to BS your way through
In other words, Christian, you better read the book, buddy.
You get it early. You
better read the book.
I get emails about possible guests, and it's because they're promoting the book, and I have filtered them out and not offered them to you quite yet.
Well, you got to keep in mind, because if there was an interesting book there,
I don't read it.
Why not? I'm good about that. I'm behind on it right now. I just finished the Rogers book. So
converted? You gonna do something crazy?
How was that? Yeah, how was that?
It was a good book. Strange guy, but he came out looking pretty well. But I mean, it's a good habit to get. I mean, it's a time waster, but it's good. I don't know. And you learn a lot. You learn more about a book. There's a Kennedy book that I want to read about Joe Kennedy, which is John F. Kennedy's father, who was, affiliated in some places he probably shouldn't have been affiliated. But interesting life, interesting story. I'm thinking about doing that one next.
Teddy Roosevelt would be probably a good read, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like but some news regarding polarizing figures like Aaron Rodgers comes from their book. And it takes you to read the book to find those details that are newsworthy, right, to put out.
But the tweets you see about little stories, those are from the books.
Exactly. And do you think those people are actually reading it or are they control effing decide to define keywords like the Jets or keywords like my family?
I think it's diluted down. I think it starts at somebody who reads it. I think it starts at somebody who reads it and talks about it or writes about it. And then I think it goes from there to the aggregators on social media who pick stuff out from those rewritings of what the book was and go from there. I think that's how they do it.
I bought Clay Travis's book, and I tried it, and I couldn't get through.
Clay Travis has a book? What was it about?
It was it was about sports and politics. It was called Republicans Buy Sneakers 2.
Michael.
And I read it, a chapter of it on a plane, and then I fell asleep, and then it got stuffed in the bottom of my backpack, and I never read it again.
So you weren't enthralled in the first chapter?
I don't want to blame Clay Travis. I think he gets a lot of blame without my doing. I'm just not a reader. I can't do it.
Listen, dude, I'm telling you, Audible is great.
That's stolen valor.
I listen to books.
You listen to podcasts?
I do, yeah.
Okay, so it's the same thing.
Fart jokes and sports, it's different than
and,
reading.
hang on, what are you always promoting, Mr. Beast Burger?
I'm not promoting Mr. Beast.
You were promoting and plugging Mr. Beast games like he needs it.
Show's not bad. Didn't watch the first 2 episodes. I thought it was beneath me. I jumped on episode 3 with my girlfriend, and we are kind of hooked.
All right. So you're in on the Beast games.
Yeah, I'm a YouTube iPad kid now.
Yeah, you are. That's Christian Cat, Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo. We'll continue the program after this timeout. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Lithium batteries need to be disposed of properly. We've seen fires in recycling and garbage facilities here in Palm Beach County. Don't throw your lithium batteries into the garbage and don't put them in your recycle bins. Visit us at swa.org/LIB.
Now at DQ Grill and Chill, enjoy $7 meal deals. The 3-piece chicken strip meal deal and the original cheeseburger meal deal. Both come with fries, a 21-ounce drink, and a sundae. Sweeten the deal and upgrade to a small Blizzard treat for just $2 extra. Get more for less at DQ Grill and Chill with the $7 chicken strip meal deal and $7 original cheeseburger meal deal. DQ Grill and Chill with 2 locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
South Florida's one and only PGA Tour event returns to the Champion Course at PGA National, February 26th through March 2nd. The Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches will deliver a best-in-class on-site experience featuring a variety of fan amenities alongside the premier competition. Kids 15 and under are admitted free with a ticketed adult. This can't-miss event is right around the corner. Buy your tickets now at thecognizantclassic.com.
Improve your golf game fast at the all-new Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has the facilities, tools, and coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a huge putting green, plus a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, cutting-edge analysis technology, and more. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at KaiserGolfCenter.com.
Welcome to Recycle Right Trivia, sponsored by the Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County. Question 1. What belongs in the yellow recycling bin?
Newspapers, cereal boxes, magazines?
Correct! Now, blue bin. What goes in there?
Plastic bottles, aluminum cans, glass jars?
You nailed it! Remember, Palm Beach County, recycle right and stay in the game for our planet.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
The all-new 2025 Land Rover Defender 130. Designed for adventure, built for luxury. With seating for up to 8 and power for any terrain, it's ready to take you further. Now with financing as low as 3.9% APR for 48 months. That's just $2,253 a month per $1,000 financed.
Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today or go to LandRoverPalmBeach.com to start your adventure in the 2025 Defender 130.
Can't make it to New Orleans for the big game? Join us at Duffy's Sports Grill with 2 ways to score big on Sunday, February 9th. Duffy's Big Game Day experience, starting at just $25, includes a guaranteed front row seat, complimentary welcome drink, touchdown tots, official Duffy swag, and more. Tailgating on your home turf? Pre-order your game day eats and score double MVP points. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. At Duffy's, our game is always on.
She says she wants some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross, a little Anita, but definitely set this party on.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
You know, Mike and I are not your guys for parlays, especially in the college basketball sense. But regardless of that, you got a great slate tomorrow in college hoops. You get the NBA full swing. You got prop bets galore on the NFL side of things. No better time to get started over on Hard Rock Bet. Go download it today on the Google Play Store, Apple App Store. Go to hardrock.bet online to get started. Now, Hard Rock's great because the app is easy. You go to the Discover page and you can see other users' picks. You can see other users' parlays. Bet as little as $1 and put as many as 20 legs in there to increase your value, increase your odds to a big payday. And there are bettors all throughout Hard Rock Bet who put it together for you. All you got to do is just a few taps. All of a sudden, you're tailing them as well, or create your own. That's how easy it is. That's how accessible the Hard Rock Bet app is. Try it now. $100 back. If you do not win your first bet, that first bet can be a parlay, prop, the over, whatever you like to bet in the game you choose. Win that first bet to get the same amount you bet back. It's Hard Rock Bet offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida. The wager. Terms, conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat. Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. From the City Play Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. We get the Pro Bowl this weekend. Did you know that? We have the Pro Bowl. I didn't even know that. In terms of publicizing, I don't think the NBA and NFL is even leaning into it anymore with all the Pro Bowl, because there were some festivities yesterday, I believe, right?
Yeah, you remember my take on this. And I've changed my tune because you can listen to the Pro Bowl right here on ESPN West Palm. Make sure you tuned in.
So if you are interested, you can listen to it on ESPN West Palm. I mean, in terms of this weekend, you get good college basketball, you get the Pro Bowl. This is the first weekend in a long time without football.
Yeah, it is.
So what that means is free time.
I am. My Uncle P surprised me. Uncle Patrick surprised me. We all met him here at the station. So I'm going to be hanging out with Uncle P, cousin Michael. Obviously got Saturday tailgate coming up tomorrow morning. Looking forward to that from 9 to 10 with Damian Perez. But Colin, I'm losing my mind without college football, and I don't know what I'm going to do until September 4th. Honestly,
well, you got to find something to do.
I don't know.
Hold on, you got
bad.
Uncle Patrick here, so you go do something.
We're gonna have a lot of fun, but like sports wise, we're gonna get we're at the NBA. Really, that's it. We're at that point where I'm itching for pitchers and catchers to report. I'm at that point where I'm itching for spring training and some baseball.
But it's interesting now because now you got a little bit more free time with no football in the mix for this weekend. So for people like us who spend their weekends watching all the games, I mean, yeah, I'll be tuning into college hoops tomorrow with Duke UNC and UConn Marquette, of course. But there's a little bit more of a allotted free time that comes with that. I always think that's an interesting part of the year because it's almost like you walk into the living room, there's no furniture anywhere, and you're like, all right, now what? And you're just looking for something to do. So that is sort of what these weekends now entail.
Right.
That these games are no longer hitting.
Kyle, we hitting the town again? We
coming out of retirement?
Dude, we haven't been out in a long time. We got friends asking if we're going to hit the town again. I mean, I think for the next couple of weeks at least, we have a lot of family here. But when my brother and sister come to town, we're going to need to go out because they're going to want to hit the town, Colin.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going to want to hit the town, so we're going to have to.
So they drag you out.
Oh, I mean, dude, I like going. Colin, I'm not going to sit here and pretend. Oh, I want to stay home. I like going out. I like going out with you guys. We have Lucas here, who's a marketing consultant. We go out with Lucas, Mike Jones, partnership coordinator. They're asking us when are we coming out of retirement?
Hold on. So Christian too, another guy who likes watching football on the weekends, likes getting that's what encapsulates most of his weekends. Now, all of a sudden, a little bit more free time, a little bit more things to do now.
Yeah. It just
What
means
fills your schedule now that football season is over?
it's easy. It's discounted twilight times in golf. Like on Saturday and on Sunday, I can now get a cheap tee time because I don't have to worry about it being as early as possible in the morning to get back for kickoff. So I can tee off at any time between 11 to 2, get 18 holes in, and it's a lot cheaper than if I were to have to get a 7 a.m. tee time.
Even in the off season?
It is cheaper during the on season as well as the off season. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Like it's.
So you play golf every weekend?
Yeah, as much as I can.
Golf at dusk is amazing, to Christian's point.
Unless you got a group in front of you and they're taking too long, so you can't get all 18
But
holes
they should. Or do you play alone, or do you? If you got
sometimes.
If you're a single or a twosome, the idiots that are taking too long should let you play through. That's golf etiquette.
Yeah.
Right?
On season, usually group with somebody. There's no choice.
I see. I see.
So that's what fills your days now is golf.
Oh, yeah. Definitely golf, 100%. That's really the only free time. And then it's catching up on shows. Like you were talking during the break. You're watching Severance. Same thing.
Got to
here.
catch up on it. Yeah. I have people. It felt like a chore when the show first started, but I think I'm starting to get the bug. It's like getting a bug with something, with getting into a good show or a good book or just a good hobby.
That rush of opening your apartment or your house door knowing you've got something on TV that is yours and yours only, it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
I'm like that if I'm into a video. You guys know I'm a huge gamer. Like if I have a video game that I'm into, very much so. C-Cat, you get home, you run to the gym, you get a quick workout, and then when you're out of that shower, man, it's just you in the game, baby. No one's stopping you.
See, that was me with like Modern Warfare 2, circa 2000 and maybe 10. Not anymore.
You guys aren't gamers.
No,
not at all.
The text or the Facebook DM, hey, I'm on. You ready to play? Playing zombies.
Yep.
I would do that then. Now it's just a task to try to make sure you play your college football dynasty game.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up. New zombies map, C-Cat, on the new Call of Duty. Yeah, we're gonna look into the Easter egg.
Balloons. Drop the
The thing is with Call of Duty,
I got Uncle P here now.
Oh,
I
yeah.
ain't playing that tonight.
Once
but
every 3 years, I'll buy a Call of Duty, play it hard for 2 days, and then never touch it again.
So like campaign, or you play campaign?
I guess.
Okay.
It's been
I'm not,
like 3 years
like,
now.
I'm an RPG guy, a role-playing game, for those that don't know what it is.
Yep.
And I'm really...
GPA?
GTA? So Cyberpunk is like futuristic GTA first person, and it's unbelievable.
Huh.
Unbelievable game.
I tell you guys I crashed my bike again today?
All right. I told you, wasn't I? I told you I'm worried about the bike. I'm not worried about the swimming. I'm not worried about the running. I'm worried about the bike. And Colin, little context here, he's doing an Ironman where he's got half Ironman. Apologies. Half Ironman.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Swim, bike, run, in that order. He's in the pool. I'm not worried about that.
Swim, bike, run.
Swim, bike, run. He's in the pool. He's training. Not worried about that. Kid's a world-class runner. We're worried about the bike. And this is the second
Crashed
time.
again today.
This is the second time you've gone down now.
I crashed once a ride. All
right, we got it. Like, because of traffic?
This one was because of traffic.
Did you hit a car?
No.
Okay,
I
you
veered
avoided.
because of a car. So I have a little route where I live. That's probably 3.1, 3.2. It's a nice little sidewalk route. I don't trust the roads. I don't trust the bike. I don't trust me on the bike on the roads without bike lanes. So I was going out. It was probably 7:15, 7:30 a.m. So this is fairly traffic time on a Friday. People are going to work. People have to go places to be, leaving their homes. And this loop that I have has a lot of driveways into like these condominium complexes. So there's cars in and out. I'm going on and it's a road bike. So thin tires and the handles are different. It's different to steer. It's a light bike. There's a thin aluminum frame. So a car pulls up in front. I was driving adjacently with the cars, and a car was going adjacent to me. Thought he could cut me off by going in front and pulling into the driveway before I got there. I was probably going a little faster than that car anticipated, so I kind of veered to not avoid. I probably would have hit it if I just went straight on. So I veered to the left, and there was a little grass patch between the sidewalk and the road, and the curb, I should say. Go onto that, and let me tell you, these tires, this bike is not built for the grass because it acted as a complete brake. So I was probably going, 15 miles an hour. I slowed up before then. Right then, and it's like it just digs into the grass, fly off it, land on the pavement.
You have scars?
No, it was a clean fall.
Did the guy who cut you off see?
He pulled into the driveway. So I don't think so. He didn't stop.
Oh, you got to lay down there and milk it a little bit. Make it feel bad.
No. Traffic's watching. Front row seat. I'm getting up. I'm brushing off.
Yeah.
Traffic's got a front row. There's about 8-9 cars on the road here that are within viewing distance. So I got up and I kept going. No cuts. We were okay. Didn't hit my head. We're all good to go. One fall of ride. I'll deal with that. I'll make that trade.
How's your stamina on the bike?
The problem is I did 13 miles today, and the endurance was completely fine.
Okay, good.
The hands and the butt, because of the seat, that's the hard part. That's what hurts. So I have the padded shorts, and the hands. It just hurts your hands to hold it.
Gloves.
It's like, yeah,
Gloves.
I don't even know if that helps, but yeah. So that's a whole nother thing. And I took a tumble today, about 7 miles in, and then you get up. People are watching. You got to keep going.
C-Cat, I'm pretty sure the bikers have gloves.
I think they do. But they have like the Speedo suits. I don't need that.
Well, yeah, you don't need to.
Do you have the aerodynamic helmet?
I told
no,
him.
I have a helmet. I have it's like a World War II helmet.
I got you.
But it has a little light in the back of the head that lights.
Do you dress to be seen from
I was wearing a hoodie and shorts.
So no. Okay, so no reflective gear?
The sun was out.
Okay.
The sun was, you think maybe I wasn't seen. I don't know. People don't really look for bikers. I was biking on a sidewalk. I wasn't even on the road.
I feel you. My first instinct when I do take a tumble in traffic or around people, it is to dust it off and make sure no one saw it and run away.
It's not even like, people saw it. There was none, that was out of the question. People saw it.
Did you make someone's morning today, Colin?
Probably. If I drove by that, I'm like, that's funny, but yeah, that sucks.
Splash with a puddle of
you
beer.
laugh. But I was getting up. I was laughing about it. So I'm sure everybody drove by. I was like, yeah, whatever. He's all right.
The one tumble I really took was an electric scooter tumble on the way to classes in college, and it was snowing out, so you couldn't really see. When you're crossing the road, a curb will dip to be like handicap accessible. So you go to the road, but when you go back onto the sidewalk, with the snow, you couldn't see where it allowed you to get back on.
Oh,
so you're kind of playing a guessing game
yeah.
of whether or not you're going to hit the curb or not. Guessed wrong, flew over the handlebars, into the snow, scraped up the hands. It's a busy college day. People all saw. And then I had to go into freaking communications class. It was awful.
Wow. So did anybody laugh at you?
I know they had to have.
Did anybody say, you're okay? You okay?
No. No one cared about my well-being.
Nobody cared about your well-being.
But it was all self-inflicted, so it wasn't like I got ran off the road. So that's fair game.
Dude, I feel 100%. So it was a clean fall. I'm getting better at falling.
Internal bleeding, maybe?
Maybe. So maybe that's
Colin,
maybe that's the silver lining.
Your keel over in the shower?
Yeah.
Colin knows how to fall, like the great Kobe Bryant. You ever notice when Kobe would fall, he'd put his arms out and he'd slide on his bum? You got to learn how to fall on the bike.
Yeah.
You got to be like Kobe. You got to learn how to fall.
Right. And
tuck and roll.
Yep.
Once a ride, I hit the ground. Once a ride.
Maybe we need some shoulder pad, like some elbow guards or.
Is it this bike you have you had a bike like this in the past?
No, it's a road bike. So it's like.
That's what I'm saying. So this is the first time you've had a road bike.
Tires are
it's not like a bike
thin.
you have in a neighborhood riding around. It's not like that.
You're not on a mongoose.
And is there any recommendation to train on a stationary bike or no? Like if you go to a gym.
You could do that. Yeah.
Okay.
You could do that. But I need to I'm going to learn how to do this.
Right, because
anyway.
the Ironman, you're going to have to ride a real bike.
Yeah.
56 miles?
Signed up.
Colin,
I locked in.
How much does it cost?
Not cheap.
Is it
about $500?
Is it 56 miles?
Man.
Yeah, on the bike. 70.3 total.
That stuff is fascinating to me.
On the bike?
No, total.
Oh, okay.
No,
like you could just do that right now. And like you're paying all that money for a T-shirt and a certificate, right?
I'm paying all that money for pain, sweat, blood, and tears.
Yeah.
Say you did it.
We could do it right now and say you did it.
I mean, like in your own time?
Yeah, just do what that is.
I guess you could.
C-Cat, the kid's crashing every time he brings the bike out. Where are we biking 56 miles?
What body of water are you swimming in?
It's a reservoir.
Don't know what that means.
Did you choose a location?
Reservoir, like it's man-made.
Did you choose a location?
Boulder, Colorado.
Dude, you're doing that altitude?
Uh-huh.
That's
going to be a problem.
Not good.
Everybody
Colin,
I talk to, everybody tells me it's going to be a problem.
That's not good. That's
everybody I talk to tells me it's going to be a problem.
That's not good, Colin.
Good.
I've been there multiple times. I've been to Colorado multiple times.
And you feel it?
for the first couple of days.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's why I said, man, you might want to get there and get acclimated.
We'll see. Maybe we'll do a
couple
weekend,
of workouts.
Maybe we'll do a week in Boulder. Maybe I'll go the day before. My bike guy, the guy who works at the bike store, told me that you could go two ways. You could either go a couple days, like you said, and acclimate, or you could go the night before.
I don't believe in that. Personally, I don't believe in that.
I don't know.
I've been there multiple times. Now, he would probably know a lot better than me, but from someone who's had family, my cousin Michael grew up there. Like, dude, I don't know where he got that information from, but I don't buy it.
All right. So we got to see what happens there. Two crashes on the bike. We're getting there. Hopefully, aiming for one crash every 25 miles, I think would be a good milestone.
Maybe take out some competitors.
See, the people that bike together, I don't like that.
This isn't a competition, though. This is just across the finish line.
Well, I mean, for some people, if it's your first time, it's just across the finish line, then you want to be closest to first.
People are training to win this thing? I thought it was just the finish.
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah, I always see those slingshots where, like, you're in a huddle, and then you let someone ride your Airstream to fly to the front.
Yeah, that's right.
That Boulder Classic's mine this year, brother.
Apparently, it's a hilly course,
Taking it home.
Ooh,
Taking it home.
That's why you just got to get into better shape than you need to be. So we'll see. I don't know. Flagstick Golf Performance is the ultimate indoor golf experience. It's in Boynton Beach. For when I am not crashing on my bike, I am at Flagstick Golf Performance, fine-tuning my craft, my wedge work. It's now open. Unique facility, 3 state-of-the-art indoor simulators, a putting studio, a tour-inspired build shop. It's great. Christian, our cat, our producer, got fitted for irons just a couple days ago, and Andy and the team work with players of Christian's level, of professional-level players, players of all types of skill level, and you can even take lessons with them. They're PGA professionals. You can get fit for new clubs, new grips, re-gripped, new heads, lengthened, shortened, new clubs entirely. They got you covered. It's really the optimal environment. You can leverage technology. You could use the putting studio. You could use the simulators. You could just count your shots. It's almost like getting up basketball shots to me. You just work on the swing. They have a little bit of they have the exercise equipment that gets your hips activated and your back stretched out and your body opening up on your swing. That's what they have offered over at Flagstick Golf Performance. It's located in Boynton Beach. It has memberships, daily access for everybody. Visit them in person. Find out all the info you need at flagstickgolfperformance.com. We got to close out the program. Give our picks of the weekend. Me versus Rizzo. Coming up next, it's Russo Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
What's the Anajar and Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most. Getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar and Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach. I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother was saying he got life insurance from Ethos. With Ethos, it only took 10 minutes, and he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit GetEthos.com. That's GetEthos.com.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
It's playoff time, and you can take full advantage by winning some cash playing daily fantasy football on Sleeper Picks. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. And now, Sleeper has a special offer. New users just have to play $5 to get $55 in free entries. Download the Sleeper app today and use code SCORE and get $55 in free entries when you play $5. That's code SCORE. Must be at least 18 years old. Promo code, location, and other restrictions apply. Minimum deposit, $25. See terms of use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
I go by the name of Wyclef. I bought the band.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Close out a Friday edition of Russo and Rizzo, 31st of January, episode 99 of the program. We'll have our 100th episode special, Christian Cat baking us a cake on Monday, so stay tuned for that. It's Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat, of course, on ESPN 106.3. That time of the week where we actually have to put our heads against each other and make some picks that put our money where our mouth is, so to speak. And it's time for us to make our picks of the weekend, presented by Hard Rock Bet.
It's no longer Russo and Rizzo.
I'm going to trust the team that's undefeated on the road this year.
It's a meaningless game.
That's my 2 cents, Colin.
It's Russo versus Rizzo.
Let's talk this out. Why put yourself behind the 8 ball? What, for pride?
Reputations are on the line. Egos will clash. Feelings will get hurt.
Now I'm going to be very pissed off.
Who's a sharp and who's a square?
What did I miss? What in the hell did I miss?
Time for Picks of the Night. Russo versus Rizzo. Presented by Hard Rock Bet.
All right, Picks of the Night, where Mike and I make our lock of the weekend as we enter into a packed slate of a bunch of stuff going on. NBA is going on, and you got college hoops going on. Christian Cat, the records of each of us are.
Mike Rizzo is undefeated.
Wow.
At the hot hand. Shooter. He's at 4-0. Colin Russo, you're not too far behind. You're 3-1. So, folks listening right now, tail these picks because we have got some sharps amongst us.
I don't know about all that, brother. But, Colin, do you see anything that entices you?
There's something coming on in Quinnipiac tonight that's interesting.
Okay, so you're gonna double down. You're gonna double down on the Stags?
I might. Fairfield against Quinnipiac plus 12 now. Can I get it at the new line?
Yeah, I'll permit that.
All right. So I can get it at the new line, plus 12 in that one. I don't think that's a bad one. That's a lot of points.
So do these bets got to be, what, minus 110?
Yeah.
Or minus 105, yeah.
Okay.
The VIG in the Fairfield is minus 105.
I'm going to go Manchester United to win minus 110. They're on the road at Palace. Palace is really struggling in the
That's
EPL.
a minus 110?
Yeah, it's United minus 110.
They're
on the road.
Is
They're
that
on the
a
road.
win, loss, or tie bet, or is that
It's a win. It's to win. Minus 110 on the road at Palace. Palace is plus 300. The tie is plus 250.
All right, there's a bunch of games. There's a bunch of great games tomorrow in college basketball that I'm interested in. Florida, Tennessee, UConn, Marquette, Auburn, Ole Miss, of course, Duke and UNC is tomorrow. So there's some good games there. Cal's return to Kentucky is tomorrow as well.
Yeah, dude. That's going to be a good one.
So part of me wants to take a game in that line from those. Like UNC plus 13.5 in Duke's building. That's one, even UNC is always close in that game, regardless of how bad they are. Give me that one. I like that one more than Fairfield against Quinnipiac. UNC plus 13.5 in Duke's building.
A lot of points.
It's a lot of points for a big rivalry.
And Carolina always, like vice versa. Carolina plays well on the road. Duke plays well on the road in that rivalry.
Yeah, that game is always close.
It's always close. And
always close.
I could argue, like, I'd be interested. Maybe I should do that. Too late now, but I want to look up how many times the road team wins in that matchup. It's more than you think.
That's our picks of the weekend. You are taking Manchester United to win. I am taking UNC with the points plus 13.5. UNC has not played well this year, and Duke has been one of the best teams in the country. But off of that alone, I think that UNC is a good value pick there. So we'll see if Mike can stay undefeated on that regard. As we close out the Friday edition of Russo and Rizzo, Mike, you got Saturday Tailgate coming up tomorrow, correct?
Yep, Saturday Tailgate, myself and Damian Perez, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Looking forward to it. We're going to be talking a lot of Super Bowl. Going to be talking a lot of free agency and a whole lot of things. Saturday Tailgate, 9 to 10.
Saturday Tailgate, you got Sunday Huddle with myself and Cade Chumson. That'll be 10 to 12 this Sunday. And you got ESPN High School Game Day coming up next, where we're talking to a couple coaches, Coach Jeff Ross of Dwyer Basketball and Coach Matt Collin of Wellington Boys Basketball as well. That will come up next. If you missed any of the show today, want to listen back, once again, Russo and Rizzo, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, you can listen back to the shows in its entirety over there. And you got the live stream as well on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and all of that. Should be interesting there. Maybe I'll catch up on a little Severance this weekend, too. I got a lot to do.
I got a question, guys. I'm playing golf with my girlfriend tomorrow at this country club. Got a tea time.
Can she play?
Is she? Yeah.
So no.
No. She took a golf lesson yesterday, and she said she learned a couple of things and realized everything she was doing was incorrect.
Oh, boy.
So what's the move here? Because you know how every first hole tee box is in front of everybody. So I don't think she wants to tee off from there. Do we just always play from my ball and go from there?
Play from your ball, and then once you get on another course, if she feels comfortable enough to tee up, let her have it. I also would say let people play through, no matter what.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If you're playing really slow, always let people play through
Only
when
two
you're
of
when
you,
you're
though,
playing with
one ball. I don't know. Would it take that long?
Colin, you're a beginner like that. Listen, Christian, if she's hitting from you hit, though, and she's picking up her ball, who am I kidding? It won't be that one.
But you also, I think when you're getting started, there's no use in hacking the ball in the woods. Drop the ball in the fairway.
Right.
And then practice your swing.
Right.
Do that every time.
Are you playing at an open course? Is there a lot of water, a lot of trees?
Yes.
Wow. We'll see how she does there.
Shout out Lost Lake. I'm going to have a good time tomorrow.
Nice.
Right. You enjoy that. That's Christian Cat, Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, setting you off into your weekend. 100th episode on Monday on Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
ESPN 106.3, playing hits from the 80s, 90s.